Hello, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Sisters with a Purpose. I'm your girl, Leash.
And I'm Bree.
And the purpose of our channel is always to give you a little bit of sports and then always a little bit of health to bring in the awareness of whatever month we're recording in. As you listen to our channel, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribers are going up. Our views are going up. This is our last episode for 2025.
Man, this year went by.
What? Saying it out loud, I was like, dang, 2025. Yeah, last episode for 2025. So we're just going to recap some of our greatest moments, some things that we're looking forward to for 2026. Mm-hmm. And the first question I'm going to go ahead and start off with is, Bree, so what is something that you overcame this year that you're proud of now that we're in December?
I think transitioning out of my comfort zone with my career. Okay. I think sometimes we get into positions and we get comfortable, we get stagnant because we don't know how we're going to be successful somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And I think this year was an eye-opening year for me in understanding my worth.
Okay.
And, you know, I was at a hospital. They gave me my starting point in being in women's services. I will forever be grateful for that. But it just took a turn where I felt like me advancing was not being matched. Okay. Like I had met my cutoff, my cap with them. So sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? It's time to go.
All right.
So I did that.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
How long did it take?
So I did the craziness, which you guys all experienced. I took another position while still holding my other position.
Double dipping?
Double dipping. The money was great, but working 5 to 6 12s in a 7-day work week was crazy. But I, like I said, I had to really dig deep into my comfort, and a lot of that came with, you know, what is it like over here? Am I going to like it over here? Am I going to find my footing? And it really took my husband, Chris, to be like, you're going to give yourself a headache. You just got to trust the process and you got to choose. Mm-hmm. And so I had to think about career progression, career advancement, learning. And when I put it in that perspective, it was too easy for me to make the decision.
Wow.
Yes. So.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Chris. I know you'll be listening to the episode, for telling my girl to stop working so hard. She's a superwoman. On top of being a wife, a mother, a best friend, a sister. She working, and then you just want to double dip with 2 jobs. But
but you know what? It was a humbling year. But we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, something that I overcame the most that I'm proud of is motherhood. And you can't really say you overcame motherhood. It's more of just accepting it. Mm-hmm. Everyone who knows me, and probably I'll share this with you all, I was terrified of being a mom. I've always been an athlete. I've always been a best friend, a mentor, a sister, a coach. But to wear that big M, that was something that just terrified me. And everybody kept just saying, you know, once you had a baby, the instincts kick in. And I'm just like, well, time is ticking. Like, when they gonna kick in? Because, you know, we was in the 3rd trimester still. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting over here like, this ain't real. But the moment I heard her cry, or the moment I laid eyes on her, it was like, oh, this is what everybody's talking about. Mm-hmm. And you just feel this like moment of just joy and motherhood and protection and love. And it was just an undescribable feeling. So I wouldn't necessarily say I overcame it, but that was just something like I was just very acceptance of that. I guess we could say overcame my fear of being a mother.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Y'all are doing a great job.
Yes. I try not to call Bree, but Lord, my other friend one of my friends, she had her baby 6 days. Yeah, 6 days after my baby was born. So she had her baby on my birthday.
Oh. that's so cute.
So, but yeah, she is so great. We text each other all the time.
yeah.
Like, is your baby going through this? I thought I was the only one. Yes, we are all going through the trenches, and it's just temporary. I have to remind myself because one day she's just gonna open the door and not need me no more. I'm gonna be so sad.
Like I said, motherhood it's a melting pot. You take a little bit of this from what you hear or what you read and you make it your own. I don't think there's ever a wrong way to do it. And it's so
Yeah.
rewarding. Like what you do with her, you won't do with baby number 2, 3, 4, or 5.
2. What? Strong 2. Unless the Lord blesses me with 2 at the same time, I'm gonna be like,
don't speak.
It was your
don't
way.
Speak on it too hard.
Let
Can
me
happen.
have your way, Lord, if that's what you wanted me to do.
You
but
never
yeah.
know. You might get another girl. You guys may want to try again for a boy.
And you know what? It's surprising you say that. We were just talking about this. It really, I don't have a preference because I consider you a sister because I didn't have sisters. I have sister-in-laws now, but I always wanted a sister, but I have one now.
Yeah, Mama
but
gave one.
yeah. So I will be blessed if she has a sister. But then I look at it from the other side of, I'll be blessed if she has a brother because I know how me and my brother's relationship is. So either way, it'll be a blessing for number 2.
Yeah, I go through that even though I have 4. I feel bad for Casey sometimes because she does not have a sister. So I tease Chris about a single. Single's not coming, okay? And I know I've been posting some cute little like announcements, and I always tease Chris, y'all. We're not even on that spectrum of another child, but it's cute. That's like our little fun poke the bear kind of thing, But no, there's no. Single's in my mind,
Really,
baby. When I go to work,
oh, duh.
Ooh, I had one last night that had a cry that could shake some walls, and I said, "Yeah, this is birth control. It's birth control right here."
Yeah, no, I'm blessed with mine. She's at the stage where it's something, either hungry, sleepy, or just want to play.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah.
I love that stage.
All right, so let's transition into the sports segment. We always like to recap and just get into it. Our sports kind of recap question is, what was the wildest moment of 2025 from a sports perspective for you?
Mine was Deer Legs. And I'm not going to even tell you who I'm talking about. He plays for the Spurs. If you have followed us throughout the year, I have nicknamed him Deer Legs. But when he dunked on Draymond Green.
Wasn't it in San Antonio, too?
It was in San Antonio. And he stared him down and he made it just look so effortless. Because, Draymond Green, he come for everybody.
Yes.
He's just... He don't care. He definitely is. He acts like where he is from. He would throw some bows, but all he could do was respect him in that moment. He didn't even try it. So I was very surprised on how that went down. We'll have to do the highlight, but that made my.
And it's so, I think because he has a channel too. I think he went on and talked about it, and it was so funny because he was like, "Well, what y'all expect me to do? Like he big or whatever." But then he also said. He's like, people talking about that. At the end of the day, we still won. I said, oh, so now.
Now we still won.
So now that's
it was a good game, though. But Curry was,
yeah.
He was hot from the time he came out. So, yeah.
I think for me, the biggest wildest, or one of the wildest moment in sports for me, I have a few, but the biggest one I would say is with Shador. Like, just how he was treated, because my brother has played and been blessed to be in the league for a few years now, and he shared with me some stuff, and I'm just like, nah, like he like, man, you'd be surprised, like it truly is a business, and for him, I'm like, dang, for him to have experienced that, but like we talked about on a previous episode, man, when your dad is who he is. His dad speaks he has such a way with his positive affirmation. It is crazy.
I think what I admire most about him is it has not shook his foundation of his presence with how he aligns himself with God. And he just speaks so much life into it, so much positivity into it. He doesn't fall into the negative hype when they answer. When they ask him a question, he takes accountability. And he is a true testament of just staying tunnel vision into knowing and speaking it into existence. And I really feel like this young man is going to go far, and he will have a story that will be the presence of history, whether it be this season or next season, but it's coming. And just to watch it unfold, I think it's amazing.
Yeah. So I think that was one of like my recent wildest moments. There's been so many, on top of, you know, Travis Kelce getting engaged to Taylor Swift.
I think she's pregnant.
Really?
I definitely think with the whole her not coming to the games, when she was coming, the security, the very...
That would make sense, because she's been, I know. You be trying to be MIA as much as possible. And then you just come to the conclusion of like, yeah, I might as well just accept it. Like, people gonna know. So we shall see. We'll have to update y'all on that. Well,
allegedly,
it's gonna break the internet.
It is gonna break, allegedly, yeah. Because I guess we getting up there now. We don't know. I don't know Taylor Swift. I don't have no ties. She knows she's a big platform. That's just my thought process, that there might be a baby on the way.
All right. And then the next question was, what was your favorite sports controversy or like messy moment to dissect this year?
Messy? Probably the gambling.
That was crazy.
Boy, because they name dropping.
Oh, right. It's usually when they drop out, they put little X's on the name. No, they was giving government names. A, B, and C, D, E, and F, and G was doing the X, Y, and Z. At this time, this was the game. I said, oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that plays out.
Yeah, no, that was, it was just like, really? I have to agree with you on that, as far as like just the messiest moment when that broke the internet. And then I'm trying to think what else. Just gambling in general, because it seems like it's more of a push right now. And I don't know if that has to do with just the economy. Everybody is kind of in their ups and downs, and it's just tough out here for everybody. So that's why it's that push for gambling. But yeah, gambling has been tough.
They're fine with it as long as they can control it. But, anything outside of that, they want their taxes. They want their part.
Right. Right. Uncle Sam gonna get his.
Oh, yeah, one way or the other.
All right, so let's transition to our health segment. What was your favorite thing we've brought awareness to this year? Or moment? Because I love all the episodes, but if you had to pick one.
Mine would probably be a tie between us really breaking down the mental health that comes with sports and what that looks like. But I'm always excited to do like our breast cancer. It's something I lost my aunt to breast cancer, and I think it's just a stigma, young, old, that people just take for granted on the prerequisition of just doing your monthly exam, going to the doc. Or you can get breast cancer at 23. It's not something you always see in your 40s and 50s. So I just always enjoy doing that episode.
Yeah, I love that we just did that. It was kind of just we never really talked about it. It's like, that's October. Like, we need to find somebody.
Yeah, but I loved the fact that you brought somebody in that told the perspective of being the support system to somebody that has breast cancer. I think a lot of times we miss talking about being a caregiver to somebody that's sick and the caregiver strain that it causes on somebody. Yeah. They go through stuff too. They miss work. It's a financial strain. Like, it's a lot. So I love that we gave people that perspective this year.
Yeah, and it was nice to hear from Key, because I remember it like it was yesterday. I just saw a post on Facebook and I was like, what? Not, and I think that's typical when you hear news like that. It's like, what? No. Like, yeah, that's just our natural response. But yeah, just to be able to, and her mom is doing wonderful. I saw they were posting Thanksgiving. I said, look at Mama Key. She was doing great. Yeah, I love that we bring awareness to everything. It's hard to just pick out one topic. I love when we have our male guests come on because it just gives a different perspective. I know we're sisters with a purpose. It's all about, femininity and like just being feminine. And we want to bring awareness for females and things like that. But we just want to bring awareness to everything. We want to just have something that's different.
Right.
We always mention everybody has a channel. Everybody has something to say. But I'm not to toot our own horns. I don't see nobody doing anything we're doing.
No.
So I'm a manifested. We just need to get episodes or just get content in the right eyes of somebody, and it's just gonna blow up. God's gonna be like, ha ha, y'all remember when y'all recorded that first episode and y'all didn't know what y'all were doing?
And it's been a year already. Crazy work.
But I'm glad we were able to connect and get together live. I was like, yeah, we got to make it happen. All right, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and transition into our next part. So as we conclude our episode, we do have a couple of things we do want to discuss. So the first one is, what's that one thing you're ready to leave behind this year?
That's a deep one. I think for me, because this has been a very humbling year for me.
Okay.
A lot of the goals, a lot of the ambitions that I had this year, they didn't happen.
Okay.
The way I wanted them to. And I think it pushed me more to where something I had needed to develop, and that was like my spiritual journey. So it allowed me to sit back and really kind of manifest what that looks like for next year. Really regaining and refocusing on my goals of what that looks like. I think this year I got so caught up into, one of the things was like, I always envisioned making a certain amount of money.
Okay.
And I did that. I probably made the most I've ever made in my life in a month, on a monthly and a consistent basis, but I saw how unhappy I was. So I was like, it's just been moments like that I've like manifested, that God has humbled me and been like, are you sure this is what you want? Because this is what it looks like. And so I embrace that and I take all that in. But I think if I had to leave something behind embedded, I would say trauma. Anything that has been a trauma, I'm leaving it in 2024. I think next year would just be a year.
25, girl.
25.
25.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you work a 12-hour shift and you get 2.5 hours of sleep. I'm leaving it in 25. But I think next year for me will be a spiritual journey for me, and me just being more silent. I think I just want to sit in silence next year.
Wow.
So that will look different.
It's so crazy how we're similar. I would say the same thing for me. I think one thing I do want to leave in 2025 is I find myself being very introvert when it comes to certain things. But what I've realized is that in this next step, or in this next milestone of my life, I will need support, because motherhood is tough. But I've always been the one to just be, I got it. Like, I don't need nobody, I got it. Like, but there's been some moments where my vulnerability has came out, and I'm just like, I ain't got it today. Like, I need you. Whether it's my husband, whether it's my parents, whether it's my friends. But like I said, with you, I know you have everything going on. So
I am never
too
busy for a phone call or a visit. And sometimes we just need a person just to sit on the phone and just let you vent. I ain't even got to say nothing. And you can call me at any point in time and say, sis, I don't need you. I don't want you to say nothing. I just need to vent. And I'm going to take it, and we're going to hang up, and we're going to move on. Yeah. But I tell you all the time, you're doing an amazing, phenomenal
Thank you.
job at motherhood.
Thank you.
You have to understand the stuff that I see, and I'm not gonna cry. See, I always get emotional. I think I'm getting into like my emotional 30s. I don't like it.
It is kind of weird. Cause
You get older, you be like, anything makes you cry.
Yeah, you've always been the tough one. And I've always been the crier.
Yes.
But yeah, that's so full circle how things have
full
switched.
circle. It's the hormones. But I think from being on a nurse perspective and the stuff that I see, baby, you are knocking motherhood out the park.
I appreciate it.
So y'all are doing good. It's a learning. Enjoy it. Just make memories. Like I said, you're gonna have hiccups. You're gonna have bumps and bruises. But you come from a strong mom, dad, grandma, your sister-in-laws. They got their own little baby camps. Okay, right.
real.
He got his little tribe. And
Yeah, that's what I tell them all the time. Like, y'all made it look so even y'all make it look so easy.
Child.
I felt, looking back at it, I was telling my husband, I said, I felt bad I wasn't more active when they were younger, reaching out. But again, it's certain, you have to know, everybody's a little different. Some people are very, they seek their husband and that's it. They're very like that. That's it. Some people, they just, I get it done. There's no question asked, but there has to be a equal
balance.
Yeah.
You got
between the two.
It's a humbling experience. Yes.
Absolutely. So that's what I would say for me. So let's talk about the podcast. So what are some goals for next year you want to accomplish for us?
I'm monetized. Just getting that final blueprint of like being able to be just more upfront and being like, I don't want to say first page, but just kind of getting subscribers and viewers, and it's one step at a time. It's been a very like slow but fast process because it's only been a year, but when we're sitting in that year, we feel stagnant.
Yeah.
But you look back at the overall progress and you're like, well, we've done a really good job for 1 year.
Right.
I think that's really my goal, is just keep pushing the fight. I think we're gonna eventually have a breakthrough somewhere.
Yeah, I would say the monetization, that's coming, but we're doing a great job of being consistent. Maybe now, since we're both we're both in points of our life where we can put out there a little more, because there have been times where my friends or people have been like, man, when y'all gonna put out another episode? Like, I ain't seen y'all put out nothing in a while. I'm like, dang, not y'all calling us lazy. But yeah, just having the time for that, because as our guest mentioned before on the previous episode, like, it's a lot of work. It's easy to sit down and talk, and low-key, this is like me and Bree's catch-up time, because we like, we get a break from work and motherhood. Oh, okay, we fine. All we need is some wine. We could have a time, but
have to start having some wine talks. On here.
But yeah, no, that's the only thing, is just putting out more content and just hearing from y'all on what y'all want. Like I said, I'm very prideful on. I don't really know any other channels that's doing what we do at the quality of how and what we're doing. So yeah, goals, I'll just continue to grow, continue to keep posting content. You never know who's listening and whose eyes it's going to go across, and who knows, this time we might be somewhere else, or we might be sitting with somebody professional or somebody famous. I don't know.
Yeah, speak it into existence.
I don't know. And then the last question I'm gonna conclude with for our episode is, what's one topic you want to explore deeper for 2025?
I think because it's such a big topic, but we kind of microscopic treated, but I would love to do HIV and AIDS awareness, bring somebody on the podcast that has went through that journey and really educate, especially our younger generation. But numbers don't lie. We have cities that are a lot more prominent to it, and I just think it's deja vu. It's something that we didn't grow up talking about. STD, sex, what that looks like. So I think I would love to just really merge that into an episode and give something for our younger generation to kind of have an outlook on and educated about.
That would be great. I know it's a serious topic, but funny part. I grew up thinking if you had sex, you caught it automatically. So I was always scared.
We were the scared generation. Our parents scared us.
Put that fear, because I was
that
like,
fear in us.
yes. Same when we were talking about drugs and stuff on the. I was like, yeah, if you smoke one time, like you're
an addict.
you gonna die.
You're gonna die.
I'm like, so I had the fear in me,
Yeah.
but yeah, that is a great topic for us to kind of discuss. Since I'm heavy in my postpartum journey, that's one thing I would like to kind of share and discuss too. I didn't know that there were different types. A lot of people, everybody knows about postpartum depression, but me and my friend were talking about it. It is postpartum anxiety, postpartum rage, and there's probably more, but I feel like every couple of months or every week, it's something different because your hormones are just whacked. They're all over the place. So that's one thing. And then just maybe, like you said, we talked about it off cameras, but getting an OB physician, whether it is, someone of our race or maybe someone of different race, but just sharing how that is working in such that environment where the mortality rate for us
is very high.
Yes.
Very high. A lot of stuff is missed.
And then even me sharing my journey, my story, I didn't plan to have a C-section. I don't think some women do schedule it and plan it, but that wasn't the plan. So just sharing that, and maybe somebody can relate to it. But those are definitely some topics that I want to kind of explore for 2026.
Man, so the next time we tape, we're going to be in a whole new year.
Yep.
What I would say, my question is, what is your goal, your number one goal for next year?
This might sound so cliche and terrible, but honestly, I want to be a better wife.
Aww.
Yeah. I feel like I've mastered being a student because I'm going back to school. I've mastered being a working mom because I've gone back to work. I've had to thrive on that. I've mastered, not mastered, but I'm taking motherhood like each day, whatever is thrown at me. And I find myself putting being a wife on the back burner. And that can be scary because you get into this flow of
cycle and repeat, rinse and repeat.
And you don't see you don't see it's not a burden, but the strain it can put. And then you can look back and y'all could just be roommates, and it's scary.
Oh yeah.
So I would say that's just very vulnerable, like open up. I would say just putting that more on the to-do list and just building my relationship back about going to church and being in my
foundation.
Yeah.
So
those two would be for me. What about you?
Once again, just recentering myself, and I think religion is a really big one for me. Like I started, and I probably should have waited until next year, but I picked up a 52-week just journal of like different Bible verses and the education behind it, and I have enjoyed the daily readings and how they relate, and sometimes that's really what gets me through a shift. And then being able to pour that into somebody else, like, you know what you're going through, it sounds like this story in the Bible, and I'm loving that. I also think for me, embracing and enjoying other people's seasons. I think I'm going to enjoy, like, I'm seeing my friends, my neighbors, and them elevate themselves. I'm loving that for them and being their support system. I've had cheerleaders for the past couple of years through RN school, my BSN, like so many people have poured into me. I think next year's my turn to pour into other people. and give back. Now that I'm slowing down, I got time.
Yeah, you for sure got time. I say, oh, Bree in Atlanta, having a time. Yeah, anytime you go to Atlanta, I think, and we can close on this: Atlanta or Houston?
Atlanta. Atlanta. Houston's a different vibe, but I feel like it can be, depending on where you're at in Houston, it can feel one-sided. Atlanta still gives me, I can give you the melting pot. I can give you a little bit of everything.
I think Atlanta is more for like the grown, classy, mature, but don't get me wrong, Atlanta does have some some spots like Houston, but yeah.
I was it's called Chicago Pizza. It's like literally a restaurant, but then they have like an after hours cigar lounge.
Yeah.
I had a ball.
Yeah.
Me and my little cigar and my little amaretto sauce. We had a ball. I was like, this is all I need. Best DJ ever. Like, it wasn't a whole lot. It was no drama. It was people our age.
Yep. And I feel like in Houston, and don't get me wrong, Houston it's a good time. They got great food. It's wonderful. But being that I've been to both, I would say the same. I loved when Trey was with. It was like you said, you just going to get something to eat after the game, and then a few hours later, what y'all moving the tables for? What we doing? What's going on?
Yeah, it turns into a whole different scene. But the food in Atlanta, oh my God, you can get a little bit of everything, from mom and pop wings to the best brunch ever. Yeah.
I haven't been to Chicago yet, but I've heard Chicago's kind of similar.
That was on our girls trip list this year, but I transitioned into another job. So we're doing our girls trip Chicago, and then we doing an island. I need an island.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in on these.
Unless
is it just for your? Is it just the sorority?
So my sorority sisters, we do a trip, and that's in which we can take a trip. You know me, I'll tell anybody in a heartbeat. Anybody that knows me knows I'm very comfortable with having 4 kids and leaving my babies at home with their daddy. Okay, I don't feel bad at all. You feel bad on the first one, girl. Now I see y'all. I'm gonna call and check on y'all in a few when this flight land. But you gotta find a balance. So just let me know where you want to go.
Yeah.
You can go. I'm down for a trip.
All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed our recap fun episode. Like I said, this is more therapeutic than anything for Bree and I, because we get to take a moment out of life and just pause and recap and be vulnerable with y'all. But again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. More content, more interviews on the way for 2026. And that is a wrap for 2025. I'm your girl, Leash.
And I'm Bree.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah, 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 ah.